What's up, cousins? It's DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. I need you guys to come in, join the discussion, become a subscriber if you are not already, and make sure your notification bells are on so that you don't miss a thing. Welcome back, cousins. And if you are new here, welcome to the family, period. Okay. We are here to talk about Miss Porsha Williams. It sounds like she was given a little insight on Shamia and Gerald's marriage. I'm going to tell you guys all about it. All about it. In fact, I'm going to let you hear the audio because you deserve it. Okay. So I got it for you. We're also talking about Married at First Sight. There is a couple on there who shouldn't be a couple. I don't think they're a couple anymore anyway. We're going to talk about some nasty stuff that this young man said, Mecca. And I'm also going to show y'all a video, a picture of Mecca's ex-girlfriend. Because, baby, when he said that Belle Jolie wasn't pretty enough for him, people went a-looking and they found her. So we're going to talk about that. We're also talking about Treese and Shantae from Bell Collective, child. Shantae is basically asking Treese to roll up. I guess she got something for her. So I'm gonna tell you guys all about that too. Stick around for everything. Y'all already know these receipts are legit, but the opinion, I do have to say this legally, is alleged. Okay, so let's get into it. Starting off with this mother trucker right here. This is Mecca from Married at First Sight, child. Take a look at him, okay? Y'all know he's a little skinny thing, but it looks like, Belle Jolie done had herself a little bit and she is sprung, you can tell. Here he is dressed up. His signature is this braided hair. He also likes to do a little preppy boy with grunge. That's his style. He loves it. Okay. He'll paint them fingernails black, child, and go on out there and let it do what it do. This is Mecca. This is Belle Jolie. Okay. This is the wife that the experts over there on Married at First Sight paired him with. Now, a lot of people would say that she was a very attractive girl. She has a lot going on for her. She's a makeup artist. You can tell because her makeup is stunning on that show. Okay. She's also a singer, a dancer, has a lot of things going on, wants to be a lot of things. Well, baby, on this past episode that dropped Thursday, Mecca had the nerve to fix his mouth and say out loud in front of the entire group that Belle Jolie was not pretty enough for him when he first saw her. And she is stunning. Like I said, she looks exactly like this. I've never seen her in a bad moment, but that's what he said. So that had people thinking, well, hell, what does the women in Mecca's past look like? And baby, it looks like somebody came forward. Let me show y'all, because if I saw it, you have to see it. Here you go. This is her. Now, when he said this, I'm going to be honest with you. My first thought is that Mecca has a type, and that type is not brown-skinned women. That's what I first thought, because I thought, I'm looking at who he smiles at and who he giggles with on that show, where he's just, smitten. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if he could it be? Because I think that people should be warned if you're the first. I don't think you should, I don't think they just should throw you up in there. Anyway, y'all, this young lady, I believe her name is either Maddie Tori, or she goes by Maddie or Tori, one or the other. Either way, she had posted a video of herself saying, I dated Mecca, who's on Married at First Sight, and how they were in love. And the only reason why the relationship broke off is because I think she does professional basketball and she moved to Canada. So it's the show is set in Seattle this season. Anyway, this is one picture of her. Let me show you another. When I tell y'all that they ran her up off of that damn platform, she posted that video and she took it down, but not before someone caught it and ended up, playing it for the masses. Anyway, this is the young lady that Mecca, people are saying that this is a young lady that Mecca said he had only been in love with one woman before in his past. This was her. And this is also who people are comparing Belle Jolie. Because if this lady, you know what I'm saying, who I'm sure is somebody's cat meow, absolutely. But if this is the lady you said, you want Jolie to hold the standard to, let me put Belle Jolie up again, child. Then yeah, you have the audience completely, completely just stumped, baby. And when I tell y'all that the after show where these couples have to talk about what really went down behind the scenes and how dare you, because the experts will get on you after that. He's going to have to answer to this. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Look, this is a person who gets off on being alternative. Okay. So even in this video where I took this picture from, he's talking about how he's wearing girl shorts. Don't be afraid to go into the women's department and get yourself a pair of pants, bruh. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, Mecca. Yeah, the show isn't off yet. We still got a couple more episodes, baby, but I just wanted to point this out. Don't be anybody's first child. That's just it never works. It doesn't work. Anyway, talk to me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think and let's move on. All right, speaking of shot heard around the world, if you guys had an opportunity to listen to Shantae, she did an interview recently where she shocked people by saying that Cliff, Teresa's husband, was her cousin. This is from the cast of Bell Collective. She said that Cliff on Bell Collective was her cousin. And I guess, she thought that Tree should show a little more respect. A little more respect. This is what Treese had to say regarding the two of them being cousins. And this is coming from Chase over there on No Chaser TV's page. Check this out.
We call him so that he can answer because this is Jackson, and people do be related, child. But I've been with my husband over 14 years, right? And I have never seen Shantae. He has never seen Shantae until Tisha started bringing her around. Hold on, what's my man number? Call him. He's at work, but he always answers for me, honey.
I just want to say that Treese cracks me up. Okay, hold on. Anyway, let's play it.
Well, I mean, listen, the ring, that's what you got it for.
Hey, babe. Hey. Okay, so real quick, I'm doing an interview, and somebody asked me was, the girl Shantae, was Shantae your cousin?
No, Shantae's not my cousin.
You sure?
We have a family reunion. I know I can go all the way back 100 years into my ancestors, and I know we're not kin to Shantae.
Cliff said he can go 100 years into his ancestors and he knows who his cousins are or all of his family happens to be, not just on his daddy's side, the Rothschilds, but also on his mama's side and any brother and sister that was born outside of the mother and father union, his mother and father's union. I kid you not. That's what this man said, okay?
Okay. You know the Shantae I'm talking about, right? Tisha's friend.
Yeah, if we were cousin, as long as Tisha knew you, she would have come up saying, Cliff, I'm your cousin.
You know what? I ain't even think of it.
As long as Tisha would say, oh, Shantae best friend is Cliff cousin. And I was, we have a raw talk family reunion every 2 years. On my dad's side, I know what I say. On my mom's side, unless you kill that, and I know all my brothers and sisters on their side. So when she fit in, unless she was an outside child, nobody didn't claim. That's the only way I'm gonna say she can't to me.
Not an outside child, but
okay. So Cliff basically said he would have known unless she is an outside child. That's the only way. That's the only way. But basically, he said he knows all his people, and that Letitia would have actually introduced you or her as my cousin, right? So let me show you guys how Shantae is responding to that. And it ain't nothing nice either. Check this out.
Let me just say this real quick because my people keep sending me these interviews that you're doing live trees where you hopping on there talking about me. This is my only thing. If you're gonna mention Shantae, follow that up with an apology. You know, for when you brought up my daughter at the reunion, when you were trying to weaponize her against me because you thought that shit was cool. Apologize for that. That's what you should be doing. Be a woman. I know it's hard for you, but be a woman. And as far as this whole thing about, oh, you calling Cliff on a little queued up phone call and him saying what you wanted him to say about me and him not being related, let's be clear. We had that conversation at Taste when I told Cliff that. And it's funny how he brought up the family reunion because that's the same thing that he said when I told him. And it's funny how he said the little outside child thing. But I saw you rushed him off the phone because you wanted to make sure that he stayed on task because you know he will go off script. But it's cool. But let's be clear. It's me saying that we were related, that's something that I was told. Okay? It is no flex to be related to Cliff. I don't see that as a flex, honey. Nobody wants to be attached to a narcissistic womanizer. I think you know that, okay? So we're not gonna sit up here and play. So please don't do that. And then you want to sit up here and say, oh, I'm not a friend to my friend. Tell me how.
Okay. So y'all tell me. She is the one who mentioned that they were related. Why why do it if you really don't have that type of, relationship, if you're not that connected? Even if you say, "Hey, I'm a cousin," then just say a distant cousin at most, child.
Because on one hand, you're saying that you don't know me. But then you come back and say, I had conversations with you about Tisha. Make it make sense. I don't understand where this is going because you're going from one extreme to the next. And at the end of the day, the only thing goal here is to try to keep Shantae out the way. We already know what you're doing. And then for you to sit up here and say, oh, I got to get permission to breathe the same air that you breathe. Girl, are you delusional? The only one that's asking for permission is you. And you know what I'm talking about. Those who get it, get it. Those who don't know. Girl, you need to ask permission to drive your own car. Don't play with me. You're the one over there living like a child, living in fear. So please don't stop, okay? Like
Yikes. So she said that Treese is living in fear. She has to ask permission to drive her own car. She's basically keeping those abuse rumors alive between her and Cliff. And yikes. So if Treese and Letitia weren't at it before, they're definitely going to be at it in that next season because this is what this is basically all about, child. But she said that during the reunion, Treese brought up her late daughter, tried to weaponize her late daughter against her, Shantae's late daughter against her, and she wants an apology. We did not hear that, but that's what's going on right now. Y'all talk to me in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about this. I know that Treese was working overtime to kill those rumors about her husband, and it looks like they have surfaced again. And now we're going to see if Letitia also feeds into it. We'll see. We'll see. Now let y'all hear what's going on with Porsha Williams. Let me get her picture back up here. Porsha Williams and her ex BFF Shamea. Y'all, I heard a little video the other day where Porsha was being asked about Shamea and Kelly, making fun of Porsha being in Simon's house and basically paying Simon's bills. The interviewer over there, I believe it was on ET, had basically just said, how do you feel about that? And Porsha says she's the happiest she's ever been in her life. And then she had some interesting tea to drop about prenups. Check this out.
I feel like if one person has a crummy prenup, then they're going to speak from a crummy prenup point of view. And if the other person has never even had a prenup, they're going to speak from not knowing. And so, I don't know, I just thought it was ignorant on their part.
Okay. So you heard it. We know who didn't have a prenup. That would be Kelly. So it sounds like Porsha is saying that Shamea has a crummy prenup, and that may be the reason why she's pushing herself into as many jobs as she can have Maybe putting that money where it needs to be in stocks and other things in case the relationship doesn't work out. Because the one thing that people have been saying, whether you are a Shamea fan or you do not like Shamea on the show, is that you believe that the show is bad for her relationship. People that love Shamea I saw her the other day on a radio interview where they're like, Fran, get off of that show. It's horrible for you. It's horrible for your family. And Shamea told that lady, I'm not going any place. And how would you like it if I told you, with all the rumors about you and Tigga, it was whoever Tigga's co-host was before he quit, or left, did his hiatus. But she said, with everything that was running around here, all the rumors that were running rampant about you and Tigga, did you leave your job? And she said, absolutely not. And Shamea said, same here. I'm not leaving because someone thinks I should. I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to do what I need to do. And it is what it is. Well, maybe Porsha has added a little more insight. Perhaps things aren't what people believe, and she's just protecting herself financially. That could be the case. There are a lot of people who have said in my comments, that's not Gerald's money, or excuse me, that's not Shamea's money, that's Gerald's money. Make no mistake. And I was thinking, well, if you've been married for almost a decade, I would think you would feel a little more comfortable with the finances, but it looks like she doesn't. Either way, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments with that little tidbit, okay? And also, you guys, hit that like button. Become a subscriber if you are not already. Also, hype me up, okay? In the comments, hype me up with that button over there, right in the menu bar. Follow me on all platforms at DYANAROZAY. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. And until the next one, bye-bye.